Hi guys, my name is Mrs. Coolabuth and I am one of your counselors. We are wanting to talk to you guys today about your transcripts. So if you could, make sure that you have your transcript in front of you and something to write with. And we're going to check through these transcripts together. In a few minutes after we're done with all of that, there's going to be a counselor live with you for questions at the end. So if you have questions as we go, please just write them down and we will be sure to get to them when we're finished. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you a sample transcript. So here we are. This is a 10th grade transcript that is the student's name, date of birth, and parents' information and address are blacked out. But I would really like for you to check that on your transcript right now and make sure that all of that information is correct. That's what we have in our system. That's where we mail to you, and that's the name that'll be on your diploma one day. So it's good to check as we go. If you look down below the address right here where it says end of course, these are your STAR EOC exams. So after you pass an exam, it goes down on your transcript with the test administration that you passed. If you have not taken it or have not passed it, it leaves it blank, as you can see right here. So this is a 10th grader, just like you, and so the student has not taken English 2 or US History. When you look down further on your transcript, you get into the academic side. So every transcript starts with language arts. For you, you will only have English 1. Even though you're in English 2, nothing shows up on your transcript until it is completed. So after Christmas, you'll be able to see the first half of English 2 on your transcript, but not the full year. So what we're looking for today is that you have your English 1 on there. It has a semester 1 and a semester 2 grade and gives the full credit over here on the right side. Now, if your English or any other classes that we go over today, if it's split on 2 different lines, that is fine, as long as it still gives you the full credit. So that takes care of your English. If there's something missing, write it over here on the right side, or if you, like I said, if you have questions, pop those over there so you don't forget. If you have already taken speech, since health and speech are 2 required credits for graduation, if you've already taken speech, it's usually on your transcript between language arts and mathematics. So you might see where it says Prof Com there. That stands for Professional Communications, and that is usually right there. You should have a half credit for that if you've already taken it. If you're in it right now, it'll show up next semester. So moving on to math. This student took Algebra 1 in 8th grade, which you can tell by the J after it. There should be and is a key at the bottom of your transcript that will show you what each letter stands for. So the J means a credit received before high school. So this student, it went on 2 lines, that Algebra 1 credit, but still gave the full credit. So that's what we're checking for. Skyward is amazing, but it does make mistakes sometimes where even though these are all passing grades, it's possible that Skyward forgets to give a credit somehow. So this student took geometry as a 9th grader last year. The Q means pre-AP right here. So pre-AP geometry, semester 1 grade, semester 2 grade, full credit at the end. So Algebra 1 and geometry are required mathematics courses, so please make sure that they're on there. Next was science. This student took biology in 8th grade. Once again, make sure that you have biology, that you have all your grades and your full credit. And then this student took chemistry last year. So you may be in chemistry now, you may be in IPC now, whatever it is, that will show up when you complete it. So moving on to social studies, world geography was last year. If you took AP Human Geography, that will show up in the same place. It just takes the place of World Geography. So as long as you have either one, you are good to go. Once again, your semester 1 and semester 2 grade and that full credit. So we mentioned health and speech a little bit ago. Here's where the health credit is listed, usually right here under social studies. Because it's only a half-year course, you only have that 1 semester grade and that half credit over to the right. So once again, just checking for that. Now this student that I'm using as an example is a band student. So when you look at PE, there is a sub-PE credit in for the fall of the last 2 years because of marching band. But the student already has a full PE credit. You need 1 full credit of PE for graduation. So with band, first semester is a PE. Second semester, if you look here in under fine arts, the spring semester for PE falls under fine arts. So this student actually has their full credit of PE and of fine arts. So you want to make sure that you have the same by graduation. Let's see, foreign language. You need 2 credits of the same foreign language for graduation. So this student took Spanish 1 last year, and so is most likely enrolled in Spanish 2 now, and then may continue to go on. Once again, semester 1 and 2 grades has the full credit. So I mentioned the fine arts already, so make sure that by the time you graduate, you already have it. And then under this career and tech ed down here, this is where all of your CTE electives fall. So you must have 1 full credit of a technology credit before you graduate. So this student actually took Principles of Audio Video Technology and Touch Systems Data Entry in 8th grade. So this student already has their full technology credit. But if you're in Principles of Hospitality or something like that that is still a CTE elective but not a tech credit, it will fall under this area too. So if you're not sure, you can always look at the program of studies or ask your counselor if your class counts as a technology credit or not. So this whole academic part that we just looked at, we just want to make sure that all of your classes that you've taken in high school or that you took in 8th grade for high school credit are listed and correct with grades and amount of credits. So speaking of amount of credits, if you look down further, right here where it says credit totals, state credits are what you're looking for towards graduation. You need 26 credits to graduate. You have a possible 8 credits every year, so you'll have way more than you need. So this student has 11 credits right now. To be a 10th grader, entering into this school year, you needed more than 6 credits to be a 10th grader. So then going into your junior year, you will take this amount of state credits that you have on your transcript and add however many credits you're in right now, and that will give you what you enter into the school year next year. As long as it's more than 12, you are coded as a junior. You'll be an 11th grader. So if you have any questions on that, come and see us in the counseling office. We can talk to you about it. But you know, your grade level just changes because of your credits. That's all that it is. We want to keep you on track. Your GPA down here, this is your ranking GPA. It is a combination of your core classes, your foreign language classes, and AP electives. That is all that is averaged into make your ranking GPA. So keep in mind when you're in sports and entertainment marketing or something like that, that does not count towards your GPA. The other thing that I want you to make sure that is on your transcript is over here on the right-hand side, the graduation program type. It needs to say foundation high school program and then have an endorsement pursued listed as well. This is your graduation type. If you had older brothers and sisters, they were on something called recommended and minimum. Yours is different. And if you do not show an endorsement, that just means that you haven't chosen one in Skyward during registration. So shoot an email to your counselor or come and see us, and we can get that added on real quickly. No problem. So, like I said, keep track of your questions if you have questions over your transcript. And I'm going to switch gears a little bit now from the transcript. If you'll just bear with me, I want to share with you a few pictures from our school of a few things, just because we haven't gotten to really chat with you guys as 10th graders yet. So hopefully you guys all know where the counseling office is. We're down across the hall from the main office and around the corner from attendance. When you come into the counseling office, you will walk in, and this is Mrs. Howard. She is our counseling office secretary, and she is incredibly sweet. But when you get there, her job is to help you with whatever she can, and then ask you to sign in on the computer to see your counselor. So I want to encourage you, if you are in a crisis, if you need to see a counselor right then definitely mention that to her. Tell her that you can't go back to class or that you need to see a counselor right then. It may not be your counselor if your counselor is not available, but if it's an emergency or you're about to, not be able to go back to class for whatever reason, please let her know that. Don't expect her to just see it on your face, but let her know, and she will come and find one of us immediately. I also want to talk to you about the Go Center. The Go Center is on your right as you're walking towards the Panther Den from the main entrance of the school. So because you guys aren't applying to college yet, I know that this is possibly not a place that you've been to, but I really want to encourage you to start going and visiting the Go Center. As you can see, Southwestern University was here today, and I just took a picture of her. So any colleges or companies that are recruiting high school students to work or want you to know about information, they will be set up there during lunches. And I don't know if you can see, but on the left side here, there's a college visits wall, and it will tell you who is coming that week. That's also in the Panther Pause, and it'll tell you which universities are coming, so you can stop by and start networking and ask some questions. So within the Go Center, this is Miss Miller. Miss Miller is our full-time Go Center representative. So she is there to help you with anything about college. If you don't know what you want to be one day, she can help you with a career interest inventory. Doing that can lead you to what you want to study in college, and she can help you with what major you would pick for the job you want. She can also help you narrow down colleges that match whatever specific needs you have, if it's amount of money or places, living within Texas or anything like that. And then also looking at what colleges offer the major that you need. So that's extremely important, and I just want you to know about those resources. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get out your laptops for me, and I'm going to pull up another document. When you get your laptop out, I'm going to ask you to go to the Counseling Google Classroom. So as you're doing that, the Counseling Google Classroom is separate from the administrators. And if you are not already on it, please look up at the screen, and here's the code to get on there. The code, just for those of you that are still pulling it out, is SKJRZU. SKJRZU. So this, once you're on the Google Classroom, this paper that I have up, the Sophomore Classroom Visits, is the most recent assignment on that Google Classroom. So if you will open that, and if you're having any issues with it, please be sure that you aren't logged into any other accounts, just your GCISD student account. When you look at this, it has 4 links on it. And I know that that looks like a lot, but this is just some information that we need from you. So the needs assessment is looking at the needs of the student body at our school, and we just need some feedback from you on things that we as the counseling department can do to better serve you as students from our expertise. It'll only take a few minutes. The sophomore survey is some general questions for 10th graders. It'll still only take you a few minutes. The Texas Genuine Assessment is going to give you some idea of the career path that you might want to pursue. It's going to look at your likes and what you're good at and what you enjoy and give you some matches. And that doesn't take very long either. And then the assessment quiz, as you can see, is basically some feedback for us on if you liked the Texas Genuine Assessment and what kind of results it gave you. So I'm going to give you about 20 minutes to do those things. And then when you are done, whichever counselor is assigned to your classroom is going to come on live with you and go ahead and answer any questions that you've come up with during the time from going over the transcript and doing these assessments and survey. So we will come back with you in just a few minutes.